And welcome to Rauta's Vinyl Week. This week I plan to review vinyls only, so unless anything goes south, that's what you will have this week. And I'll start the week with the latest album by Soulburn. An interesting band for various reasons, which I will get into a bit. Let's just take a look at this vinyl. Now, I actually had to reshoot the video for the reason that I had slipped this lyric sheet when setting the laundry and all that stuff, and it seems it's all bent now. Sorry for that, but then again, the loss is mine, this being my copy. The original video didn't include the lyric sheet because I only found it afterwards when I was wondering like why there is no lyric sheet whatsoever, but you know, I got it going, and I only found it later after doing the video, so too bad. You can see me unwrapping the plastic. Anyway, this features two sides, Noah's Side and Dark Side. What a goofy way to name this one. And I'm gonna get into this title in a bit. I have slandered it before, but Noah's Dark is the name of this album, featuring a sort of a cavern cover here. I don't know what the place is. Looks rather interesting. Don't know if it's that make that great an album cover, but there it is. And on the back side you will see the track listing featuring 5 tracks per side. And curiously enough, the CD version has 2 extra tracks which are not present on the vinyl. Let's take a look at the Metal Archive side while I'll tell you a little bit about the band and the music. Now, this is an interesting case because it was founded already in the 90s. And only one album came during the 90s, and the next one was as late as 2014. Now, the thing here is explained as that they operated with the name Asphyx, the death metal band, in the 80s and until 1996, and then changed to Soulburn, and later on Asphyx started again. So it was like a little bit of confusion here. Was this supposed to be an Asphyx spin-off or a continuation, the successor, if you will? And then they had even the name called To the Gallows at some point. So it all rather weird thing that they were just changing the names and, you know, having different projects, because while Asphyx is a little bit different breed, it certainly is death metal, when Soulburn is then again kind of a death black doom, which is just described here as a genre. Hard to do this kind of combination, by the way. I mean, most bands who just want to incorporate more than 2 styles, 2 different genres into one, are usually destined to fail. So many bands even going black death or death doom or I don't know, just seem to fail to grasp the best parts of any given genre, you know, the best of both worlds, so to speak. But somehow Soulburn is just able to do that in an interesting ways. Now, the previous album, Godless Pagan Spirit, 4 years ago, was, in my opinion, one of the best albums of the year, and as such, I had high expectations for Noah's Dark. But as the name suggests, it isn't that great. I mean, this name is one of the most horrible wordplays out there in metal history. Noah's Ark, Noah's Dark. Pfft. What were they thinking? I mean, feeding on angels, the suffocating darkness, even Godless Pagan Spirit. They're somewhat cool or good names, but Noah's Dark, outright bad. Now, obviously, there's a saying, don't let the cover ruin the book, and all that stuff, and that same applies to names as well, obviously. And this is way better an album than the name suggests. So, the CD version, 2 tracks more, all in all 12 tracks, almost 60 minutes. Whereas you can just pretty much remove 9 minutes, and then what you have here in Soulburn LP, and that was the version I was listening for review, obviously. I mean, I had listened to the digital promo when it came, but for review purposes I was listening to this vinyl, and hence obviously had the plastic wrapping removed, so not virgin copy when I presented to you here for review. So musically, it's a combination of doom, death, and black, and what it in essence means is that it's kind of a doom death combined with black metal. That is, it has vocals of both kind, and the production is flirting with a little bit with most types, both types I mean, and also kind of having the riffs and compositions in general, which definitely overlap with both doom and black. Now, not, I wouldn't call this doom slash black slash death, because doom metal often applies to more clean vocals and the kind of a traditional doominess that is of Black Sabbath and the likes, you know, the Saint Vitus, Candlemass, etc. Where this is more just doom death that is kind of slow paced or even mid-tempo death metal with kind of doomy elements, but definitely more on the death side than doom side. But one could say this is a kind of a triangle with these different pointers or angles all pointing outwards, with its style being the doom and the death and the black metal style. And as such, I think this is an actual phenomenal release in so many ways, because you know, the style that Soulburn has is kind of unique. I mean, most bands are not able to include all these elements together and making worthwhile listening to, whereas Soulburn just is good, even if it's going different directions at the same time. Now, there are some faster parts, but the most of the times it's rather slow pace or mid-tempo, which then again is working for the favor of the band, making it even more, say, unique as compared to other bands out there. Now, however, compared to the previous album, I wouldn't say this is as catchy and as strong as that was, because of, in my opinion, a little bit better songwriting. However, this is not to say this isn't a good album, because it is a good album. But what I'm missing here, in my opinion, what is missing here, not what I'm missing, but, well, you get it, is that it could be a lot more catchy. It could be a lot more memorable. Now it's very solid, strong, and all that stuff, but much like the new Sodom album, it's kind of a flat. And by flat, I mean there are no lows, but there are no peaks either. So it's more like going in these kind of waves. Not like that. Now, it's not like we miss these down moments. It's not like we miss those valleys. We always want to have these high moments. But even albums which have high moments can be like, woo, and then you go to the flat line here. Not like this. And Soulburn is definitely doing this kind of stuff. So very solid, very well balanced. Be it about production, be it about vocals, be it about songwriting, be it about overall atmosphere and compositions. So it's dark, it's heavy, it's kind of extreme metal, but it doesn't have these really, really memorable parts. Now, I know it's not that big of a deal, but in case you're wondering like what separates the good from the amazing ones, I think one of those reasons is that you have something really memorable, something that really sticks to your brain and makes like, wow, man, I really want to go back to that song and that part. And here you don't really have that. Now, all that being said, this is a wonderful album still, nevertheless. Really good one. Everything is kind of a top-notch work. Not my album of the year contender, I'm afraid, but still a good album that you should be checking out. Be it on vinyl, be it on CD or a digital copy. So go to check out the music for your favorite streaming service, or maybe Bandcamp, or just whatever. Go to your local record store and put some headphones on and enjoy it. Well, that's all. Take care. See you soon with more reviews coming your way.